Maya, what time is it?
Let me check. 6:21.
No, it's not. It's time to talk about the Raven King.
Get it? 6:21. Shannon, we did it. We made it to the end. This is our final episode of the Dreamer Files.
I can't believe it.
I know. Congratulations.
Good work.
Nice work. Can you confirm that at the end of this video, there will be one last final message from Maggie?
Yes, I can confirm that at the very end of this video, we will have our very last and our most special message from Maggie. So keep watching.
Okay, so now that I'm caught up, I started looking at fan art and I was really inspired. I was like, everybody's art is so amazing. They're all so crafty. Like, I want to do something. And I totally was jealous of your Ravenous t-shirt. So I wanted to make one of my own. I was like, God. I have a black t-shirt. I have fabric paint.
You can do this.
Shannon, it looks so bad.
No, I love it.
It was going to say Ravenous like yours, but I ran out of space and also it was hard to do with the pen. So it just says Raven. I
think this just means that you are Chainsaw. And I think that that's the best thing to be.
Wow, I didn't look at it like that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I also made you a little pin that says Adam Parrish Fan Club.
What?
You're the president.
Of course I am. Oh my God.
So that's for you.
I love this.
Welcome. Okay, so now that we're in our fan gear.
Ready for our close-up.
I have a question for you. What character do you think had like the best overall arc?
Well, as the president of the Adam Parrish fan club.
I don't know why
I know, like, why did you even have to ask me this question?
That's my bad.
It was obviously Adam. I mean, we go from a sweet boy who just is trying to flirt with a girl and trying to figure out his life and trying to go to school to a little downhill in book 2, struggling with the deals he's made to just,
There's a journey.
But then he comes back up in book 3 and he figures out his whole psychic life and his connection to Cabeswater, and by the end, he's found love and he's found a place that feels like home and a place that he always wanted to leave. So that's the only answer.
I have a different answer.
Incorrect.
My correct answer is I think Blue Sergeant, because she started out just like a girl hoping for more and she grew up to be a tree. So is there a bigger transformation than that?
You know what?
No,
I can't argue with that.
There is not.
But since you brought up Blue being a tree, I want to hear what you think about that.
Amazing, impeccable, iconic, the influence that has, the international implications that has.
It's true.
I love it.
Listen, I couldn't say any of this while we were reading this series, but Maggie
I wouldn't have believed you.
Has so many. From book 1, Blue is always talking about how much she loves trees. She talks about sitting in that backyard where Artemis eventually goes underneath the beech tree. And I just was reading it the whole time, this time around, just being like, oh, she's a tree. How did I not know?
I'm going to have to now do another read and be like, oh, yep, there was a hint.
There were, I kid you not, so many. And I kept highlighting them and then I decided to stop because there were too many. It makes sense why Cabeswater loves her so much, though.
Yeah.
Just straight up a tree.
They're like, hello, fellow tree.
Yes, hello.
Welcome. What's up?
Why can't you speak Latin?
Yeah. They're like, okay, well, she's young, so.
She'll get there.
I loved it. I was like, I don't get it, but I like it. That was my experience.
I love it. Okay, Maya, I know you just made this for me, but I might need another one because there's another boy of my heart, and his name is Henry Chang.
Shannon. I don't know how you have the time management skills to be president of 2 fan clubs, but I will make you one. If you love Henry Chang, I'll make you a button.
I really do. Henry Chang kind of comes out of nowhere.
He really does. But like the beauty of Maggie's writing is like he comes out of nowhere, but then once he's there, it makes so much sense. It's like, oh, of course, like Ronan's dad like took these actions and the natural conclusion is that Henry Chang would be kidnapped and now he's part of the squad.
He's part of the squad.
It all just like fits together. But when it's first like starting to unravel, you're like, what, how? And then at the end you're like, oh, of course.
Well, you just think he's another Raven boy, just being like the way that Raven boys are.
Yeah. When Gansey is down in that hole with him and he like puts the bee in his hand, I was like, you Judas, like, how dare you? Like, you're gonna kill him. But then when it was Robo B, I was like, oh.
It's fine. This is just the
Yeah.
exact weird. I mean, Gansey literally thinks it the whole time where he's like, oh yeah, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I am about. This weird kind of death, weird, creepy vibes, but now we're best friends.
Yeah.
So he knew exactly how to play into Gansey. And I was very nervous about that because I really thought when I read this the first time, I was like, oh, Henry is bad news. But he's not.
Henry really seems like such bad news in the
Yeah.
beginning. Because
Yeah.
it's just like, no, we have enough people to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Nope,
at
we
this
hit our
point-
quota.
Yeah, like, there's no one good coming in at this point.
Mm-mm.
But then
Only
he is
bad.
good. Can we talk more about Robo B?
Yes.
How much would you pay for one?
Oh, there's no sum of money. I'm sorry. This small little bee can do whatever I want and can read my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Empty my 401k.
Yeah.
I'll pay the penalties.
Yes.
I'll
Pay
I
the
want
taxes,
one.
all of them.
And like, I don't even know what I'd really have it do for me because, like, everything in my life is like basically handled.
Mhm.
It's like we're not on a quest at
No.
this moment. We don't need to be like, follow that car.
Yeah.
But I want the option.
We might.
I want
We
the
don't
option.
know.
What if we get into different lifts? My lift loses your lift.
And we need to be
Follow
like,
that
follow
car.
that car.
Follow that car.
Yes. We don't need Find My Friend anymore on our phones. We need RoboBee. All right. In this book, it finally happened. What we've been waiting for all 4 books. Not Glendower, not Blue and Gansey.
I mean,
Old
I like
news.
them.
I mean, yeah, I care. But no. Ronan and Adam.
It happened.
It happened.
It happened.
So happy. How did you feel?
Okay, one, I felt amazing. There's not like too much to say. It's like, I ship it.
Yeah.
I ship it now.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I will go down with this ship.
But I am going to be the vice president of the Adam Parrish fan club in this instance because after their kiss, what did he do? He used his words. Adam
Yes.
struggled so hard to like let his friends help him
Mhm.
and to like really communicate with them. But in this book, he was like, whoa, I'm having feelings. I'm gonna lean on a friend. And he went to talk to Gansey.
Yes.
And he was just like up front. He was like,
Love it.
this happened. And he didn't keep it a secret.
Yes.
I was just really proud of
It's
him.
like finally we can all use our words
Yeah.
and talk as friends.
Yes. It made it feel like, okay, now we know Adam's gonna be okay.
Mhm.
Like, Adam, like, is in a safe space.
Mhm.
He can rely on his friends, and he's finding love. He's gonna be okay.
He is going to be okay. And it's just Adam and Ronan at the beginning of the books, I felt like were complete opposites. And now I'm just like, they fit together so
If
well.
you told me book one, I'd be like, you
No.
read a fake version.
Yeah, you
That's
read a
not
different
happening.
book.
Yeah.
And also, it's just so nice because Adam has a moment in this book where he says, Ronan has changed things for me where it used to be, I can't wait to leave Henrietta and never come back. And now it's like, the second part is gone. He will come back
Yeah.
for Ronan.
When Ronan is like, okay, I'm not asking him to stay. I'm just asking him to come back.
Yeah.
He's like, well,
Compromise in a relationship.
Ronan loved to dream about light.
Oh, that line.
There's good in him.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
We love it.
it's good. It's good.
It
It's
is
good.
good.
It's good. We're fine. We're fine.
I'm fine. It's fine.
This is fine. We have to talk about the end.
We have to. I don't want to, but we have to.
Gansey has done it. In the end, it's just like, yep, you go into another cave.
Mhm.
He's down there.
It all feels so fated.
Yeah.
Everything feels right in that moment. Reading him going after these ravens that are just kind of leading him, Henry being there, Henry giving him the
All his
Agland bee
friends are
sweater.
right behind him.
Everything felt exactly as it should have been.
Yeah. Okay, so he gets there. He's looking at Glendower. What did you think the first time? And then what did you think on rereading it?
Okay. The first time, I didn't think that Glendower was going to be dead, but I did think that somehow something was going to go wrong. Either the favor would be refused or it would be twisted in some way. Because
I thought Glendower would be bad.
yes, because also everything that we've read in this book leads us to believe that the Glendower legend is true. Like when Lillian is there, the demon is there, but now it's like Glendower could be crazy. Glendower could be a demon. We don't know. And the fact that he's dead just was crushing. It was crushing the first time around. and it was crushing the second time around because I knew how Gansey felt about it even more acutely.
You think it's going to be something more. It's
Yes.
like, I really thought that he was going to be bad and they were going to have to like overcome him in some way, even though he was this like supernatural power. Almost the same way that Adam makes a sacrifice the first time around. I was like, they're going to have to like sacrifice to defeat Glendower and then sacrifice again to like
Defeat the demon.
yeah. But instead he's just gone.
Yeah. And I believe it's implied that that something went wrong at the beginning.
That's really what I think, that Artemis put him to sleep wrong.
Yeah.
That's like Blue's kind of feeling, it seems like. She's like, you know, like I could see him doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And like,
It's just, and that whole scene afterwards where they're driving away and Gansey just pulls over and it's just like, what now? Because throughout the whole book, he's thinking, what will happen? What will happen when I find him? What will happen when I don't find him? Like, what is my life like after that?
it's already so crushing because his plan initially is to bring Noah back.
Yes.
He's like, I know that like Noah, you know, feels some kind of way about it, but I could like bring Noah back to life. And then he has to sacrifice that to like save the world.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already giving up something that's so important to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like, he's like, oh, I have to sacrifice myself.
Yeah. And that moment where everyone is trying to, like, it's like, no, you can't do this. And he's just.
When Ronan is like crying on the side of the road, like, wake up. Like, how could you do this? I was like, how could he do that?
I know. Well, it's like everyone is suffering in so many different ways. Like Adam is being possessed. That scene was horrifying of Adam not having any control.
With his eyes just
God.
That freaked me out.
And just like ripping out Blue's stitches and going after Ronan and him having to say like, you have to blindfold me or I'm going to betray you. And then the scene where Adam is blindfolded in the back of the car and he has no idea what's going on. And that whole description of trying to figure out like everyone's freaking out was horrible. And then Ronan being unmade and then Declan calling because Matthew's being unmade. Just everything, and Gansey looking at all of his friends suffering and having to make that choice. What about Gansey being resurrected?
Thank God.
Thank
One.
God.
2, God bless Noah.
Oh,
So pure.
Noah. That it was Noah the whole time.
Yeah. How did Noah understand about Glendower? There were definitely some things that confused me.
It's because time is a flat circle.
Oh, of course.
And
My bad.
he's living all times at once.
Okay.
I think it was partially the magic of the ley line, even it was, because Gansey always believed that he was saved because of Glendower. But in reality, I think he was saved because of the ley line and because everything was fated to happen the way it was supposed to. And Noah was just the one who delivered that message.
And Noah, because time is a flat circle, knows that it's necessary for Gansey to go on this quest, so he has to give him the name Glendower.
Yes.
I wonder if Noah could have been just a little more specific. Like,
probably.
You were saved because Noah Cherney is dying for you. He's gonna be your pal later. Also, Google Glendower.
He was murdered by...
Yeah, just would have saved some steps.
It would have.
But,
Maybe he had a word count.
And, people in these books just love to be cryptic.
Oh, they do.
And I don't want to take that away from Noah, kind of the one who has most right to be cryptic as a ghost.
Yes.
Like, that's just fair that he gets to be cryptic.
I think he's allowed that one thing because he's really and truly suffering in this book.
Yeah. He's, like, decaying again. Mm-hmm. And he,
being possessed.
Can we talk about how Raven Day was his idea and his sister, like, going up there?
Oh, my God.
Just, like, it felt so satisfying to me as a reader to be like, okay, she's okay.
Yeah,
like,
his family is okay.
His family is okay. Like, they've gone through something terrible. They're always going to miss him. They're always going to love him. But we know that they have... Because his funeral was so recent in these books.
Yes, we see it at the end of the first book. Like, clearly they never knew what happened to him.
Yeah, they, like, only just got any kind of closure. Mm-hmm. So it's nice as a reader to know, like, okay, they got that, and they're
moving on.
Yeah.
As we all will.
Shannon, I've had so much fun reading these books with you. I want to thank you for pulling me into this world that now I'm obsessed with.
For joining me.
Thank you. And I want to thank the viewers for sending in amazing questions and being engaged and watching. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, and there's so much more to come now that we have Call Down the Hawk coming out on November 5th.
November 5th.
It's
Get
so
excited.
close.
You guys are going to love it.
Trust us, it's worth the wait.
It's amazing.
Yes. So remember that we have that message from Maggie coming up next, and until Call Down the Hawk, make sure you stay ravenous.
Stay ravenous.
When I was little, I was very afraid of everything. Now, I understand that most children and babies are afraid in general, and they should be. They're small and they're portable, and very motivated eagles could pick them up and carry them away. They should be afraid. I was afraid above and beyond this. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and when I was a kid, this translated into me having lots of phobias, lots of fears, and lots of rules having to do with dealing with those phobias and fears. Now, as I got older, these phobias and fears grew up big and strong, and I remained scrawny, and by the time I got to my teens, I was totally paralyzed. I realized that I had to make some kind of change if I wanted to live the life that I always dreamed of having. I could either be ruled by these fears, or I could break free of them. And so I said something to myself that gets said to a character in The Raven King, and it's this: if you cannot be unafraid, be afraid and happy. And it turned out that the longer I lived that, the bigger the happiness got and the smaller the afraid bit went. And so I'm hoping that if you're needing to hear that message when you read this book, it will be the revelation that it was for me when I was 16, and you will too learn that if you cannot be unafraid, be afraid, but happy. And eventually, happy will win.